Before we start, we have a content warning for this episode. There is some off-screen, non-explicit violence to children, which some viewers or listeners may find disturbing. Hello and welcome back to Three Skulls Tavern. I'm Matt, your host, and we're back for episode 4 of our Mutant Year Zero campaign. I'm not going to do a roundup because if you've watched any of the previous 3 episodes, then you know what kind of interesting predicament I largely have gotten all 3 of us into. So without any further ado, I'll pass the reins back over to Ed.
Amazing, brilliant. Thank you very much, Matt. You all went to sleep in some nice beds. It was cozy, it was warm, it was very lovely. You have since woken up. I will ping the map. In not a bed.
Oh, can you ping again? I'm looking. I'm zoomed in on the beds.
I will ping again. Come out of that and go to your right.
Okay.
You are currently tied up to the side of the building over here. It's a very large cylindrical room. There is a big square or rectangular box with bright lights illuminating. There's a lot of metallic, and there's a lot of sort of strange symbols, which looks very much like this, which are pinged below that map.
I don't see any symbols though.
So sorry, come down.
Yeah, but there's nothing there. Yep. It's just a
okay.
Just a blink.
I thought it was illuminated. It's obviously not illuminated, but it's the 3 triangles with a circle in the middle, much like the dice. Which you know actually is the symbol for rot.
Right. So if I was to draw something on here, it would look something like, oh, look at that nice pink color. Something like this.
Something like that.
With a circle in the middle?
Yes, that's the one.
And a circle around it, like that?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly what it looks like. So you can you see that plastered on this large rectangular metal room that's in the center of this cylindrical room. You can see a ladder going up into darkness. You can see there's a lot of boxes and bits and pieces just sort of like strewn about. This looks like it's the place they bring all their scrap and various other things. You are all chained to the wall.
Chained with metal chains.
Chained with metal chains to the wall. You're all sort of like sitting down. Yes,
Can you describe exactly how we're chained? Like, are there manacles on us? Like,
there are manacles on you, on each hand, and they are kind of connected to the back behind you. You're all sitting down.
Right. So okay. All right. So
against the wall.
How much slack is there? Not much slack.
Probably maybe 1.5 feet worth of slack.
So 45 centimeters.
45 centimeters.
Half a meter.
A ruler and a half's worth of slack. So that's kind of right behind you. So you've got your arms up, and you've kind of woken up with a bit of a start. You can see that Toni is standing in front of you. Jake is standing next to her, and the lady with the spear with a large blade is standing next to her. Toni looks down at you all and says, "Who sent you?"
What do you mean sent us? Well, what the hell even? I'm seething. I always just I love these guys. Yesterday they fed me well and this place was nice, and I totally saw us bringing the whole arc to like join up with them or something. And I am outraged at this. I think, what do you mean sent us? Our Silas had that vision, and we found Gladys, and we were nice to Gladys. We were fucking nice to Gladys. We fed her and everything, and this is what you do to us? What is wrong with you?
Well, I guess it was too much of a good thing to hope for. Just another group full of shit taking advantage of everyone out in the zone, eh?
She just stares at both of you. I take it that Dara doesn't really say anything. He's just like,
Are all four of his arms?
No, he's got 2 arms in manacles. The other 2 are behind your back, wrapped up in something.
That's good. Yeah, I'm staring at the angry, sad-faced yellow man, the symbol that just always looks like an angry man screaming to me. So I'm just staring at, thinking at some point I'm going to take somebody's tongue out with my hands.
Okay. Plutonia looks down and says, well, clearly someone has sent you. You want the Illuminate child. I know that's what you want. You come in here pretending that you had some kind of vision. We know the only person that can have vision, and she looks at Jake and the woman with the spear, is of course me, because I am Plutonia. I am the one who understands this. I am the one, not you. And she basically looks at you, Silas, and says, me, not you. There is only one of us, not 2 of us. I am the only one with the vision. You cannot have a vision. Sorry, that's not how it works. It's just
How do you
me,
know? How do you know the Illuminated One hasn't given me a vision? What kind of bullshit is this?
She's
says,
jealous.
That is not the case.
Nobody sent us.
Of course, someone sent you.
No one
Someone's
sent
here.
us.
You want to? Someone has sent you. Absolutely, someone sent you. They have to have sent you. You can't have had the same vision as me. It does not work. That's not how it works. It doesn't work that way. She's sort of like
because
saying
because you're making the rules on how this miracle works. That's not how miracles work. Have you ever read a book?
Of course I have. I have read the teachings. I have read the teachings of Doomsday. I understand.
Do you know what Doomsday
means? No one else
means?
here is.
Do you know
it's
what
the
doom?
time of revelation.
Do you know what doom means?
It's the time of revelation.
You're just as ignorant as fucking pig shit, aren't you? Building up this group that are just eating every single line of bullshit that you're saying.
She looks at you and she just like she screams really loudly. You can see that Jake is kind of looking at her, but the woman with the spear doesn't seem to pay her any heed. She says, well, it's not going to do, is it? It's just not going to do. Stick him. And she turns the spear around and she basically stabs you with it. You're like, what?
Stabs me. All right. Okay.
She stabs you. She just puts the spear in you.
Like where? Like in my belly kind of thing, or what?
Straight into your thigh.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh. Good.
Yep.
Right.
So let me just
thigh's better than vital organ. Still not great.
No.
It's not the best thing in the world, but you know.
Nope.
No.
I don't imagine they're going to give me any kind of medical aid either.
I would imagine that's not something that they're going to probably do. I would imagine.
I'll let out like a shriek, and say,
"Okay,
you fucking bitch! What the fuck? Nobody sent us. You're crazy." You think this is what the Illuminated One wants? This kind of craziness?
Yeah, so she puts it in your sort of like thigh, but she just cuts you. Just slightly. She kind of like, as you start shouting, she sort of jabs you, and it just cuts your thigh. You're like, ah!
Yeah, but I'm gonna make it out like I'm, that she's nicked an artery and I'm about to die from it.
Okay.
I'm totally buying it, and I'm like, stop it, no, what have you done? No!
I want to look Jake in the eyes and say, is this the kind of person that you want the Illuminated One to be with when come into the world? This monster?
Do you want to make an empathy roll?
Sure.
With something with performance, I think you've got performance, haven't you?
That's
I think
wrong
you've
game.
got performers. No, don't you have performer as one of your talents?
Oh, I do. A talent, yes. Once per session, if I'm in the Ark, I can perform for the people. I can tell a story by a trash can fire, recite poetry, or sing a song.
Okay.
And then I get extra bullets and things. But
yeah,
I'm a performer. I am a performer.
You're a performer. So yeah, so just make an empathy and have an extra 2 dice because you've already kind of built that relationship with them.
All right. So I'm doing a +2 modifier to my manipulate roll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push that because I want maximum manipulation.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's a bad roll, isn't it? Hold on. No, I got one success. I got one success.
You got one success. The others are skills. So, no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. There are 4 successes.
That will do it. Jake's brought into a hook, line, and sinker. Jake basically walks over to the woman with the spear and says, "No, but he might have seen the vision." She just kind of looks at Jake, and you can see Plutonia's like, "What? Don't be stupid. That's not the case."
How would you know? How could you even pretend to know? Yeah, how dare you? You couldn't possibly just heal him. Do something. He's bleeding out.
Tonya looks at the woman with the spear and says, "Kill her." And the woman with the spear turns around and aims this spear at your throat and goes to jab it into you. You're like, ah! And as you do that, Jake grabs the spear, and the spear comes dangerously close to your face, and the woman with the spear and Jake sort of like start to struggle.
I'll if my position at all allows me to, I would draw up my legs, sort of, scrunch myself up into a ball.
Okay. What's Dara doing?
As soon as Silas got nicked, I'm pulling at the chains, and if the bindings and on my lower hands, I guess, and if there's, I'm not even sure about my anatomy, but if I've got a lower set of arms, and they're the ones that are bound behind my back, I could perhaps shuffle them under my bum and under around my legs, because you can kind of do it that way with great
The
effort.
lower ones would probably be even lower down on your torso.
Yeah, so they might be even easier to.
Sure. Yeah. That seems like yeah, okay, I like that.
Some sort of like insect logic there.
I think the lower set of arms is going to be my word of the day.
Make a move roll.
How would I do that?
So if you go into your character sheet and you click on your skill move, I think it's the left click, isn't it? And then it'll just give you the number of skills that you can do, and then you should just be able to roll.
skill move.
I think it's.
Oh
moved.
yes,
Let me
I
just
see
get-
it. Yeah. Yes, I've got. Yes, okay. I've got a base of 3 and a skill of 1.
Oh, nice.
Well, you just you hop with your you hop with your bum, and you manage to get your lower arm. They obviously didn't quite figure out how your how your body quite works. They kind of figured, oh, they'll just tie your arms up and then put your other arm, your top arms up against the chains. And that'll be you done. Apparently not. And so you kind of like start hopping. You can see Plutonia takes a step back as you start to do that. And she shouts, get him! Get him! But the woman with the spear is still fighting with Jake, while Gia is kind of like pulling her body up into a ball, and Silas is sort of like shouting and screaming. And, ah!
So, and then I'm going to hope that they didn't find the rusty nail. And I'm going to try and if there's locks to pick, or I don't know if there's how I'm manacled, but if I've got some hands that are free.
You've got well, they're not free; they're kind of tied. So,
but they're now in front of me.
Yeah, they're now in front of you.
I'll start chewing at the binds.
Okay, yeah, you start chewing at the bindings. Plutonia runs away from you towards the ladder, and the woman with the spear kicks Jake in the knee, and then flashes the spear around and cuts Jake's throat. And Jake hits the floor, holding his throat, gurgling as blood kind of spurts through his fingers.
What the hell?
You're gonna pay for that.
The woman kind of sees Plutonia running off, and you can see she's kind of, okay, now what do I do?
He was one of your own. He was just trying to stop the senseless slaughter that your demented boss wanted to do. It's not too late for you.
The woman turns and follows her boss towards the ladder. And so you kind of like using the rusty nail. Dara, you're kind of like trying to get the stuff that's binding you. It's like this weird sticky kind of like tape. Mm-hmm. And you're kind of ripping at it. It's taking a little bit of time, but you're managing to do it. And you can see them wandering up the step, up the ladder. And then they kind of go, they're really high. And as they get to the top, you can see that the ladder's being pulled up and retracted, leaving you kind of to eventually get free. And as soon as you get free, you realize that the manacles, all they are is some manacles with a hook through it. So you need to have a separate pair of hands, and you can just pull it, which you do. So you can literally unmanacle yourself and then unmanacle the other two.
Gosh, I rush over to Silas and want to still the bleeding that I think is killing him.
Yep. You kind of do that, and you can see that he's just been nicked. It's kind of gone through his trouser leg, and kind of just given him a little tiny cut, but not enough to actually hurt him.
Do I take any strength damage?
No.
Okay.
Is he?
It's fine, Gia. It's fine.
Die?
It was. I was just exaggerating.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You might have killed Jake.
Well, I didn't know that was gonna happen, did I?
What? How sick are these people? Did they just turn on one of their own?
Yeah.
Like they're killing members of their own arc. How horrible is this? We gotta get away from here. My goodness, I can't believe I really like them, and that was such nice stew.
We need to find our way out of here first. Out of this room. And I just hope that we don't have to fight our way through all of them, because we'll probably die.
I presume...
through 2 of them.
I presume Jake's very obvious.
Oh yeah, Dara's gonna be in the front, whatever
but,
happens.
Can we see if Jake's got anything useful on him?
Jake had his machete.
Perfect.
Is
he still alive or is he dead by now?
He's dead. There's a large growing pool of blood around him.
I'll kind of like close his eyes if they're still open, and you know, the words I'll speak over his corpse are, "You sad, stupid boy. Shouldn't have believed me. Sorry about that. But that's life."
Okay.
How is this room?
It is high. It goes into darkness. You can't see above you. There appears to be lights quite high up. And if I will just illuminate a little bit more of the room for you.
I'm gonna look up into the sky and shout. His blood is on your hands, Plutonia! You did this to him! Can you hear me? You drew first blood!
All you can hear is this hum sound coming from above you. That's what you can hear. There's like a hissing noise as well that you can hear somewhere up there as well, but you can't really see high enough to do that. So you look around, you can kind of walk all the way around in a cylinder, and the ladder that's there has been raised, and you kind of walk around. You can see there's boxes, there's a whole load of heaps of scrap, there's leftover tins, and there's just everything that's kind of like been used as junk has been thrown down here. Just a whole load of bits and pieces. The only illumination you've got is from these 3 lights, which sort of blink on and off with a sort of like sickly pale, sort of bluey green, luminescent kind of thing. And yeah, so that's what you can see.
So there's no way out of this room other than a ladder.
No, that's the only way that you can see. I mean, you could potentially try and climb bits of metal, but you might end up don't think you'd be able to get. We've
got nothing else to do. Let's start opening the crates and see what's inside. If there's anything useful that we can use, or I don't know.
I think we should look for more things that we could even just use as clubs or knives or something.
Yep.
Okay. I can climb with ease. It says that you can spend 1 mutant point, I imagine, instead of rolling to move when performing difficult climbs.
Yep.
I wonder if those crates are stackable enough.
They could be stackable.
They could be stackable. If you had some kind of way of jumping up there, perhaps. I don't know.
All right,
let's see what's inside, because it might help if we can find something else. Like if we get out of here, or if they come back down, it'd be nice to be able to defend ourselves a bit. Yeah. Okay.
So you rummage around in the boxes to start with, and there's quite a lot of rations in here. There's a lot of sort of pre-packed old world packaging, and there's tins of things. A lot of the stuff is all the kind of like the contents of what's in there is long gone, but you've got a bunch of mystery tins and cans that presumably has various bits of food.
Let's start opening some. I'm gonna eat. If I want to die, I'm gonna at least be full.
Okay. How are you going to get into them?
We've got a machete and a knife and a rusty nail.
Yep, that's cool.
That's a great opener.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, there's a whole heap of different foods. It's meaty kind of substance that's inside. In some of them have some sort of like gravy type stuff. Others sort of like some slightly rancid fruit. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, you can eat your fill.
I'll offer around if anyone's hungry.
There aren't any like MREs or anything, are there?
Sure, there is. You take some of those.
I kind of like. We haven't got backpacks or anything, right? I guess.
No.
And MREs you can't really stick into a pocket. Never mind, that's fine. So, if there's anything that I can find that's like, as we're opening stuff, if there's obvious food, and MREs will say meal ready to eat on them, right? So.
Yeah.
Rather than MRE. So like, and they're made that you don't need anything special to open them.
No, some of them you need to add water. Some of them are sort of like just dehydrated, kind of like biscuits and stuff like that.
But I'll probably eat something as well that doesn't require a makeshift tin opener. So that would probably be something like an MRE, or I don't know if a tin has like a tab on it or something.
Considering you've rested and you've had some food, if you've had any loss to strong or strength.
I don't think any of us have now. Yeah,
you can regain that. The same thing happens, for any of your other damage that you may have
had. For me, it's more a case of let's open the stuff. Okay, it seems to be mostly food. Fuck it, we're bored. Nobody's coming down. Let's eat something.
Yep.
May as well die with a full belly, right?
Yeah. So you continue to do that, and it takes a little. After a bit of time. You get someone come, you hear a door open and you see a shadowy figure above you, and you can hear a woman say, hello.
Hey, who is that?
It's not Plutonia's voice, is it?
It's not Plutonia's voice.
Hey.
Hi, you can see a woman up there. And
hey,
she sort of like, she shakes her hand and she starts to illuminate.
Okay. Listen, your boss lost it. She's completely crazy. We're down here with Jake. Well, what's left of him? He's dead.
She kind of looks down.
Plutonia ordered the guard with her to kill him.
She puts her hand over her mouth. I can help you, she says in that kind of like trying to whisper but trying to be loud about it.
Yeah, look, can you lower the ladder?
She says, what? Will you hurt me if I lower the ladder?
I promise you we will not hurt you. We are not here to hurt anyone. Although, after what happened, I might want to hurt Plutonia. And Dara might want to hurt her too, actually. Probably more than me.
You promise?
I promise.
We promise we won't hurt you. I promise.
But you'll hurt her.
I can't promise. If we run into Plutonia, I can't promise what's going to happen. I have to be honest with you. Because she's just tried to kill us. And Jake tried to stop her from killing us.
Oh.
And she ordered Jake to be killed. So, yeah. If we come across her again, it might be a case of her or us. And honestly... Well, yeah.
Look, if I let you go, I need you to deal with her.
What do you mean?
She's mad.
Just to be clear, when you say deal with, do you mean kill her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kill her.
Then we are totally on the same page here. Let down the ladder.
That ladder. Yeah.
She says, I don't want to take my baby. And when she kind of does that, she moves her hand down with the light that's illuminating. You can see she's got a fairly large belly.
It's Abatina.
Oh.
What was her name again?
Abatina.
Abatina.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's pregnant.
Oh, you're the blessed one.
She says, for now, but soon there'll be another one, and then another one.
Listen, Abatina will take care of her. Somehow.
How many
And
have
you
there
need to-
been?
And you need to get me and get me out.
We'll get you out too. You're coming with us.
Okay.
We can't offer you any kind of anything like this place, but we can at least get you away from her, and we can keep you and your baby safe. Maybe.
Oh, that was okay. As long as you promise
Promise what?
that you'll do that.
Well, we'll take you someplace that's not here. I'm just saying it's going to be out in the zone, and it's dangerous in the zone. But at least it's not with, we will help protect you, and we will not harm your baby or you.
Okay.
But don't think you're going to be going from this place to another one that looks just like it, because I've never seen anything like this in all of my life. Didn't know if anything like this existed still.
We can find somewhere nice. We'll just keep looking.
You can see she's sort of like really kind of trying to make a decision.
Look,
You're wasting time.
Here's the thing. Are you going to get a better offer from Plutonia? If your baby is born and it's not glowing, is she killing children? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Because it sounded like there was more than just one baby, and
yes,
it sounded like
there's been handfuls.
Yeah. Well,
and if it's not the Illuminate one, then she thinks it is, and I think it might well be. But if she isn't, then she'll feed the pigs.
Oh, gross.
Right. Okay. She says, and she unlatches the ladder, and the ladder comes flying down at speed and hits the floor. Crack. And she says, "Come on, quick!"
Do you know where we can find any weapons? I'll kind of like calling up to her as we start climbing.
No.
Okay. We have the machete. Who's got the machete, by the way?
I presume Dara might be best suited to.
I can fight better unarmed, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got. I guess I've got some training in fighting, surprisingly.
Yeah, I can. If we get into combat, it might be better one of you two having a weapon.
Yeah, no, I'm just the hopping away kind. I think Silas should have it then.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Just come.
Yeah.
She waits for you to all get up to her level.
If no one else objects, I'll go up first so I can kind of talk to her. Yeah.
Okay.
Or do you want to go first? I'm not sure if you.
No.
Okay. Although I'm probably a bit slow, even though my leg has only been nicked. It's probably. Yeah, whatever.
It stings more than anything else.
We get up. If it matters who's first, we can figure it out. Yep. But it doesn't. Really matter.
You get up, and she says, "Oh, thank goodness." And she says this to Gia rather than to you two. And she says, "Oh, thank you very much. I'm so grateful for you. Come, we need to go up.
We've got to get away from this sicko. She killed Jake. What a horrible person is this?"
It's the home of Nova. We need to go up. We need to go up.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Up.
She says, "Up this ladder." And she takes you over to another ladder, which is here. And she slowly shows you there's another ladder, which goes up to the next level. Yes, she says this way, and she takes you towards this large white cylinder that's in the middle of the room, which comes out of the rectangular box at the bottom of the room. Mm-hmm. And all along the side, you can see in large black letters it says USAF, and that same large kind of round circle with a star inside and the silver sort of wings coming off of the end of it.
Sorry, I wanted to ask, I forgot, did we find
Yes.
any literature of any kind in the crates at the bottom? Like any
No.
pamphlets or... No?
No, nothing.
Okay.
So yeah, you kind of make your way to this level, and you can hear suddenly this voice echoes everywhere, and you hear the sound of Plutonia say, "Abatina, where are you? Abatina, where are you?" And it kind of echoes around this cylinder chamber. It's like weird. There's a voice coming out of nowhere. She says, "Oh, she realizes I've gone. We have to go quickly."
I sort of drag her with us, just making sure that she doesn't succumb to the whatever temptation that she might feel to go back.
Okay, come on. You just drag her, and she says, "Up here," and she takes you to the next ladder.
And I guess we just book it.
Start carry on climbing.
Yeah. We're following her, like there's no...
Yep. Yeah, so you follow her, and she kind of takes you up further. And you kind of get to the top of this large... The cylinder becomes another cylinder, which has got like a point to it.
Mm-hmm.
What is this place?
And you can see all this mist and sort of like steam and everything else. And as you get to the top, you hear Plutonia over this voice out of nowhere say, "Abatina, what have you done with my baby? Where is the illuminate child?" And you hear this sort of like rumble. "I'm losing my temper."
Again.
And she says, "Here, this way." And you can see there's a small doorway on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "We can go through there. And I've got this." And she shows sort of like a set of like cards and stuff, sort of like on a sprue. And she kind of like pushes that one card to the side of the door, and it doesn't do anything. She takes the next card and does the same thing. And she does this with multiple of the cards until one kind of like makes a beep noise and the doors open.
I'll grab like the sprue from her, say, "1 second," and I'll look at what like the card that worked.
Yeah.
And see if it says anything on it.
It does. It says silo 12, I think it was.
Okay.
And it says USAF, and it says access card.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of other of similar sort of cards. They all say different things.
Abatina, can you read? I can. Can I have these cards? I might be able to get us quicker through the doors.
She hands you the sprue of cards and says, "Here you go." And
then like I'll turn to Dara and say, like, lead the way. I'll try and read these quickly to see what, like, if they say the same words as the areas we're passing through. Maybe it'll help us get through doors quicker.
Okay, I'll grab the light source. Was it
Yeah, so she's got this like little stick that's glowing.
I'll not grab it. I'll
What magic is this?
I'll ask if I can take the stick from her.
She hands it to you.
And then
I thought she was actually glowing.
No, she's not glowing. No.
Okay.
Well, you thought maybe her hand was glowing, but then she hands you the stick that's sort of like this illuminate whitey kind of color, much like the color of the sort of like the squares at the bottom. She hands it to you.
I've got the glow stick in one hand, a can in another, and my other two hands are just waiting to pull someone's limbs. Currently empty, waiting to be full of limb.
right.
Okay, so yeah, in front of you, you've got this passageway heading off into darkness.
Listen, we need. If you want us to take care of Plutonia, should we be leaving or should we be looking for her?
Well, if you want to look for her, you'd have to go back down there.
You wanted us to take care of her, though. How are we going to take care of her if we're running away? She's going to come after you.
You said you could take me somewhere else.
Yeah, but she's going to come after you, isn't she?
Oh, she is. Oh no.
Listen, is there anywhere that we can lure her to, like, do an ambush or something? Or is there anywhere we can find more weapons?
No, I don't know. We don't really have many weapons.
Yeah, but okay. Well, we had weapons. What happened to our stuff when we came here? Are they being stored somewhere?
Yeah, it'll be back in the. And she points sort of like in a direction, which is like means nothing. She says, yeah, it's kept in the other room, the ante room.
Oh, damn it.
The one where you ate your food.
Yeah, how do we get there?
Go back down, or we can go back up and then go back down.
Okay.
But then we'd have to see Ohm.
See who?
And he might not be happy. The pig farmer.
Yeah, he's. Is he like some kind of big mutant, like bigger than Dara here?
About the same, maybe.
How many arms does he have?
2, I think.
Okay, well.
He doesn't have that many. She smiles. Your big 4 arms that you've got.
like Popeye. Didn't Popeye have big 4 arms?
How many of you are there here?
A lot. No, some maybe.
Okay, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
More than a handful.
Yes. More than that. More than my fingers.
Okay. And is there anyone else you want us to help?
Oh no,
take with us?
No. No, definitely not. No.
What about
not
Beth?
Verta or no. Beth is nice, but she believes Plutonia. I mean,
everyone believes Plutonia, even though she's ranting over the sorry, not over the Tano, I shouldn't say that. Even though probably can everyone hear her with this like large god voice?
Yes.
She's.
But they might have taken the holy pills.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, we take them, the supplements. It allows us to sleep and then get stronger and better and be more vibrant.
Right. Okay. But I guess we're just gonna have to run away, and if she comes after us, we're gonna have to take care of her.
But you'll protect me, right?
We will.
You promised.
We will protect you. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
We're gonna do our best. I mean, what better choice do you have?
I don't.
So you're
That's
just
okay.
gonna have to. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna protect you. Don't worry.
She says thank you, and she basically puts her arms around you. You obviously can feel like this is bubble, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. How big is her bump? She's like very, very pregnant?
Quite pregnant, yeah.
Okay.
You know that Plutonia said that she'd probably have the Illuminate one will probably be here in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
All right. So any minute now.
No pressure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I guess. Like Dara's leading the way.
At Dara.
We're gonna keep running down the corridor.
Okay.
I'm looking through the cards. Like.
Yep.
Just trying to
There's
see
a whole bunch of cards.
What they say. On them.
There's a lot of different ones. There's various places. It looks like that this is a collection of cards that are similar to the cards that allowed you to get access, and they're from various different locations by the look of it.
Right.
There's a couple that say Silo 12, but there's some others that say other places.
Okay.
And so there's a whole load of them that you kind of, oh, right, okay.
All right. Right. Yeah, I mean, sure. We'll just keep moving on down the corridor and see what we come across.
Yep. You head all the way down the corridor, and you come to another ladder going up again. There's a lot of going up.
We did a lot of going down before, so it seems all right.
Yeah, it seems to be about right.
And there's definitely one snake in this place, so at least that thematically works.
Yes, you get to the ladder, and you can make your way up the ladder.
Yep.
Yep, you make your way all the way up the ladder, and you eventually come out up here. You get right to the top, and you kind of get to this large, wheel which you can turn, Dara. Handler, you've got two sets of hands, so you can hold it and do the same thing. And with that, you kind of like push it open. And as you push it, it slides and then flips. And basically, you can smell the outside. And you look up. You clamber up, and you can see the night sky above you. And you clamber up, and you can see the buildings. None of them are illuminated. And you can also see as you look back, you can also see the pigsty and the rest of it. You're like, oh, right, okay.
I'll start helping people up, and when Albertina is it's like safely on the ground.
Yep.
Albertina, the pig farmer. Where does he sleep?
Over there. She points to one of the buildings.
Alone?
He looks after the pigs.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'll be closing the hatch again, just to make sure that it slows them down if they were to follow us that way.
Yep, okay. You close the hatch.
Is there any kind of like locking mechanism on the hatch from the outside?
No, not from the outside. There is from the inside.
All right.
I'll try and move Silas away from Albertina and Gia a little bit. Boss, the pig farmer will be a problem.
Why?
He's a handyman. He looks tough. And it would be who I'd send after us.
You want to kill him, if is what you're saying, yeah?
I want us to have the best chance of safety.
Listen. I have to make this decision, do I? Look, go for it. If you think that's he's gonna be a threat, then, and you know we're gonna have to deal with him soon, then let's do it now. I don't feel any compassion towards these people, other than Albertina. Like, she wants out. She's worried for her baby. She's pregnant. I mean, they're creating babies and then killing them. What kind of mad place is this? We absolutely need to get her out of here. And I even think we should probably come back and try and exterminate them and take this arc for ourselves.
We need to find out how they make babies and how they, I mean, all the stuff that they had, all that nice water, they make nice water. I want this place.
We might need to learn their secrets. I don't know what we're going to do. We might need to kill Plutonia, and I don't know. Like, they all seem to be as crazy as she is, so we'll see. But Jake came round. I mean, there must be some like him, but if you think you need to do it, then go for it. Do it now. Like, I don't know how much longer we have before they raise it at, like, the hue and cry.
You had me at yes.
Okay.
So, I'll ask for the machete.
I'll hand you the machete for sure, yeah.
And I'll leave you the light.
You had the light stick over.
I'll probably tuck the light into a pocket so that it's, like, because it's nighttime, it's just a beacon for showing where we are.
Yep.
So I'll, it might come in handy later. I have no idea if it's gonna go out or turn off or anything like that, so I'm just trying to hide it for now.
I feel so actually sort of clear torn here. I don't know if I've ever deliberately killed anyone in cold blood, but
you're an enforcer. You've probably hurt people in cold blood.
I've definitely hurt people. I'm just thinking
you don't even need to kill this guy. No, maybe you do. I was gonna say you could break his legs or something, like do the typical. But then he's gonna make out make a lot of noise. So
he's gonna make a lot of noise.
Before we let you go do your thing, do I see some cover that I can point to and make out that it might be a good meeting place? Maybe, like I want to get away from this hatch. I want to hide. It's dark out. It's a good time to.
Well, we know the direction. We know the direction we came from, right? So we need to head that way because there's a tunnel we need to go through and stuff.
Yep.
So we need to just start heading that way, I guess. We can go at a slow pace until Dara catches up with us. Until we find someplace that we can hide behind and wait for him. And when he starts coming towards us, we can then come out from wherever we're hiding and say, okay, we're here.
We're should we be meeting at that scary big truck?
That's on the other side of the tunnel, though.
That's probably about 4 hours walk away.
Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah. I didn't get that. That was so.
Yeah, we were in the tunnel for a long time.
Yeah.
I think we just start making our way towards the tunnel, and we look for some place to hide along the way, and just tell Dara just head back for the tunnel, and we'll be waiting for you somewhere. Effectively.
Okay.
You stay out of the tunnel, though. That'd be a death trap.
Yeah, we won't be in the tunnel. If you've gone into the tunnel and you haven't met us, then something's gone wrong.
Okay. So Dara, you make your way towards the pigsty.
I'm going to be as I'm not particularly sneaky, but I'm going to be as sneaky as I possibly can be. I don't know how lightly pigs sleep.
Who knows?
Sleeping like a hog? No, it's a dog, isn't it?
Close. Why don't you make a sneak roll and see what happens?
You can push it.
Do you wish to push it? You can.
How would I do that?
Go into your character sheet and there's a button that says push.
Push.
At the top right.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, God. So, you've rolled 2, no successes. You've rolled 2 banes on the dice, which basically mean, or whatever they're called in this game. You have to take 2 agility damage. It should automatically have been done.
It has.
And you get 2 mutation points.
Which should also have done the same thing.
I'm now at 3 mutation.
Oh, does it automatically? Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So you kind of you go to sneak up on the pigsty, and your foot gets kind of caught, sort of like in some horrible mud and stuff. So you kind of go to move that. As you go to move that, you put your foot in what feels like a grate, and you twist your ankle. And as soon as you do that, the hogs start to kind of make a lot of noise, and you kind of stop for a second, and then you see this large reptilian hunchback person coming out of the of one of the sort of like huts, and he says, "What's going on, my darlings?" As he kind of walks out, and in the sort of like
I'll drop
darkness,
down. I'll drop down. Like
Okay.
as soon as he realize, like, I'll drop into the pig shit
Okay.
and be ready, crouched.
So he kind of looks around.
Pigs are pretty big, aren't they? Are these
Yeah,
pigs?
they're pretty large. Yeah, they're pretty large pigs. He says, "I know you're out here." Come on. And he obviously says a few things, and then he goes, "All right," and he pulls something off the side of his, so he's in a bag, and he picks up this mask and puts it over his face, which has these two large eyes, and this long nose, which kind of goes down to the bag.
Oh God.
And he goes, you hear him sniffing really deeply. He goes, "Where are you?"
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, I'm going to throw my tin can as discreetly and as far away as possible, but hopefully hitting a wall or something.
Okay. That's fine. Could you make a move roll for me?
It's like should be ranged combat for
Is
throwing.
it ranged? Is
Yeah,
it
for
really?
throwing.
I thought it was move for throwing.
Pretty sure.
My
I can
mistake
look
if
it up.
it's range, if you wouldn't mind, very briefly.
Yep. Or shoot in this case. But yeah, I'll have a quick look.
Okay.
Give me a sec. I'm in the PDF already.
Okay, cool.
Quickly have a quick look.
Oh no, it's against agility. That's even worse.
Yep.
It might not be, so you might be okay.
I'm glad I picked up this tin. Always carry a tin. They're so useful.
The poor man's towel.
No, it doesn't say anything about. Thrown weapons actually.
Okay.
So it might even be force, which is any feat of strength.
Force. Yeah, it might actually be force. Yeah, I think it would be force then. Yeah, sorry, my mistake. It is force.
Okay.
Which is good, so it's strong. So that's good.
Oh yeah,
Strength.
push or throw an object. It says under force.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yep. You throw the tin, and you hear it land against one of the buildings. Dink. And then you hear the pig farmer go, "I'm coming," and he runs off in that direction.
I'm charging after him.
Okay. So you then just get up from the mud and the pig shit, and you just rush.
Charge as I can.
Ow!
Wish I had 4 legs.
Okay, yeah, you charge at him, and he kind of turns around as he sees you. I guess we'll see what happens, huh? So I do believe, if I remember my rules correctly, that it's a D6 for initiative. So if you could roll me a D6, unless there's anything that you have in your abilities or talents that allow you to add to your initiative, or roll 2D6 or whatever the.
I'm a combat veteran, so I keep my cool under fire and can act effectively when your enemy hesitates. You get to roll 2 dice when rolling for initiative, and I can choose the highest one.
So that's 2D6 from you.
I can also use this talent to increase my initiative score by +2 during combat, but it will cost me a maneuver. I can do this as many times as I like during the conflict.
Nice.
Wow, very nice. Cool. Guess you're the right person for the job.
Do you know how to roll 2d6?
No.
So it's on your keyboard. Do /R space 2d6.
2d6. I'll take the 5.
That's great. You were going to be going first. So, first bit of combat.
You're going to use the combat tracker at all, or just going to do it?
No, we'll just do it narratively.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to get to attack him first. So you get to make a fight roll.
Yeah.
And attack him. I don't think you're going to get any bonuses or anything like that.
It's got a machete, right?
You've got your machete, so you can add that. So your machete is... Let me just get you...
And I get to fight twice in a row.
That's true. That's true. Look at you with all your abilities.
So wait
Glass
for the
cannon
machete.
beast, man.
In fact, if you just roll, the machete and the bat with spikes have exactly the same stats. So if you just go to your gear tab and click bat with spikes, it should allow you to roll that. It's effectively exactly the same.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So just press the roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, you don't want to push that. You don't want to push that.
Probably not.
You're guaranteed if you're so one. I'm kind of repeating everything because there's going to be. I'm going to do audio versions of all of these episodes. So the roll has one success, one bane on the base die,
Strong. Yep.
which is the attribute dice, and there's one bane that showed up on the gear die as well of the 2 gear die. So if you pushed, you would be guaranteeing to like break the machete a bit, at least by 1, and taking some strength damage, which is not a great idea.
Not good in a fight. But if you hit him with your 1 success, you're going to do 2 damage to him.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Which you do. And you swing your machete at him. He kind of doesn't expect you to sort of be the first person to. You're a big guy. He thinks he's going to probably get the first blow in. And as you do that, he kind of like flashes his eyes at you and sort of goes to take a step back. But you kind of bring the machete around and hit him, cutting sort of down his chest and into his arm. And he kind of shouts and screams at you. And goes to attack you. And he hits you with 2 successes.
What's he? Is he armed with anything?
So he's armed with a knife, a scrap knife, which does 1 damage. And so he uses one of his stunts to do an extra damage to do 2 damage to you. Sorry, I lied. Scrap knife does 2 damage, so he actually does 3 damage to you.
Oh wow!
Oh,
So he slices across your chest.
so I can defend.
Yep.
Myself. And how
You
does
need
that
to have
work?
saved. You need to have saved a.
But you've got combat veteran, haven't you?
Yes.
So the combat veteran allows you to do that, I believe.
No, not in the. But I do have 4 arms, and I can defend myself against.
Oh yeah.
Combat attacks in the same turn, but it costs me 1 MP.
Yeah, so you can use that. Yes, yeah, you can spend one mutation point to defend yourself.
Yes, I'd like to do that.
Okay. So it's just a fight roll, I believe.
Okay, so down to 2.
No, you get to roll. You get to roll
or...
your full strength first, because you're defending yourself from this attack. There's 3 damage coming in, but you're trying to defend yourself from that effectively.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can potentially reduce the incoming damage, and technically speaking, you have to declare a defense before the dice is rolled, just for future.
Is that even with the combat the forearms?
I don't know about forearms. It might be different. It's possibly but for normal defense, you have to declare it first.
Defense. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So I roll strength. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You roll. I think you roll your entire.
I'm sure it's the entire fight, isn't it?
You do your entire fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably even an argument about whether you would roll your weapon, but probably not in this case. Because it's a different arm. It's different arms, so probably wouldn't.
Yeah, it's different arms. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh god.
Oh.
That might be worth. I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Well,
If you push it, you're taking. Yeah. God.
If you push it, you could take more damage and go down technically.
Because if you don't get any successes here,
damage.
you're gonna take 3 plus whatever you. Yeah, that's dangerous.
Well, push it.
It's a shame that we're all running away.
I probably, if I was going to play devil's advocate, I probably wouldn't push it. And I would probably take the damage and then either run away or carry on fighting.
There's a. I'll take the damage.
Okay. Right.
So you have to manually reduce your strength down to the left-hand value for strength. Need to reduce to 2.
Down to 2. Great. Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. So he slices across your chest, which sort of like makes your sort of like chest bleed, and it really, really hurts. And it really kind of deep. Plus, it's all kind of, I've got who knows what kind of infection it's going to give you. And he starts sort of like breathing really deeply with whatever's in this mask. He's like, "Come on! What are you doing? I'm gonna kill you!" He shouts through sort of like this mask. It's your go.
I'm just looking at you've got 1 agility and 1 Pippin move, which is what you have to roll to run away. You need a success too. Which isn't great odds, but you've got better odds to keep attacking because you've got 2 gear dice, 2 strength dice, and 2 fight dice, so it's 6 to attack or 2 dice in total to run away. I don't know.
I'm going to attack twice.
Okay. So you're going to spend a point of a mutation point to attack twice. Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, so the first time with the knife.
Yes. Gear.
With a knife? Oh, you mean the machete?
Sorry, the machete. Sorry, with the machete. And then you've got the other 2 hands will be.
So that's 2 damage.
That's 2 damage. Do you want to push that, or are you happy as it is?
I'm happy as it is, I think.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, yeah, and then the second attack.
Now the second attack,
unarmed.
Yeah, but hold on. You've got a sucker punch is your mutant talent, right?
Oh yes.
It is, yeah.
And I think gives you 2 damage for an unarmed.
Oh.
But I don't think you don't get any. I don't think you get any bonus die for unarmed.
No, I think it's just a standard fight, but you do 2 base damage. Yeah.
Yeah. Normally it's okay. So no bonus. Normally 1 damage, but you do 2.
Yeah.
And I use the fight.
Yep.
And use fight.
So use fight again. Yeah.
Okay, great.
You gonna push that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's gonna be nothing left.
Well, that's another 2 damage to him. It's another 2 damage to him, and your that's strength. Cool. You gotta lower your strength. Yeah, I did it automatically. All right.
Yeah. So you hit him with a machete as he puts his arm up, and you take his hand clean off.
No, it's with his fist. It's with his fist.
No. So the first one.
Oh right, yeah.
So with machete, and as he kind of like holds his hand with the other one, you basically grab his throat, and you basically crush his windpipe, and you throw him straight down into the mud, towards sort of like the pig pen, and you just basically push him into the mud. He kind of makes a horrible gurgling sound, and you can feel sort of like his trachea and stuff is just kind of very loose in your hand.
Rip his mask off and drown him in pig shit.
You rip the mask off, and as he's kind of like gasping for air, you just kind of stick his face straight in the pig shit. And all around you, you can hear the sounds of the pigs kind of scrunting and getting excited for their next meal.
Okay. Lizard on the menu, boys.
Back to our other party. You run off from or kind of waddle off because you've got you've got Albertina with you, and so you make your way over sort of like the hill area that you're on, down past some scrubs, and then down towards where the end of the corridor or the underground tunnel was.
Yeah.
So do you want to wait in the tunnel or do you want to wait outside the tunnel?
We're trying to look for some place that we can kind of like hide.
So most of this part of the area is quite scrubby, and it probably was at some point some kind of farmland, but most of that's kind of just turned into sort of like the scrubland. There's a couple of buildings dotted far away that you saw, but you can't see now because it's dark. And then you do know that if you keep going south down through the tunnels, you'll eventually get to that large road. But the only kind of discernible thing is it's quite open above ground, except for the tunnel. That's the only thing that's...
Okay, but we also know that if we head to the east...
Yes.
We'll make our way back to where our arc is.
Yes, correct.
So they might expect us to go south because that's the way we came, but it might be. I think we need to wait for Dara anyway before we make a decision. But I think the idea is we maybe head off to the east. Did we see any buildings in that direction when we first came out?
There was a couple of things dotted on the horizon, but you couldn't see a huge.
Yeah, I think that might make the most sense because strength in numbers, and we want to bring her back to the arc. Where there is strength in numbers, and she's pregnant, so just in case the baby decides to come. And I think our arc is going to be genuinely interested in, keeping a baby safe and finding out what's happened. So,
never been a baby in the arc, so
no. And like this place is one square away from where our people are, so
yes.
we can get a little posse together.
You could get a posse together.
I mean, she didn't know how many there were, but she didn't say hundreds.
No.
There's going to be more of us still.
Probably, yeah, absolutely.
I forgot to ask you, did we take any rot in this while we're in this zone?
Nope.
Okay. Yep. That's definitely not because of the supplements. It's because this is a rot-free zone. There's definitely no radiation.
Sure. Okay. Yes, you hunker down, wait for Dara. Dara, you've got the mask that you've taken off. Anything else you want to do, or you want to just make your way?
I don't think I've got time to do anything other than I've twisted an ankle. I'm exhausted. I'm bleeding. Like, if they have anybody who can follow a scent, then I'm an absolute liability. So I'm just going to try and get as quickly as possible to where I need to be.
Okay.
But I will take the gas mask.
Sure.
It could be useful for someone.
I will.
And the knife.
Do you want the scrap knife? Yep, that's
yes,
fine.
Please.
And a pig.
just ride.
They're not heavy. You can just tuck one under your arm.
Ride a
can it be?
Ride a pig into.
Ride a pig. Yeah.
I'm thinking they might be super annoyed if you opened the pigsty gates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if somebody were to follow a scent.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll open the pig gate. That's right. See, someone's got smart. There's the scout smart.
That's fine. You do that. The pigs kind of like don't really go off very far, and they kind of make their way to their former owner, grunting with joy as you make your way away from the place. Yeah, you kind of go. It doesn't take you very long to catch up with the other three. And then you eventually get there. You can see that Dara is kind of bleeding from his chest, and
we'll find out,
really
like,
cut up badly.
Find out what happened, and then move off. Like, just be like, okay, well, we can't do anything. We can't do anything for you, so we just need to keep moving. So
cool. So as you kind of move off, you can hear the sounds of people making some noise, and in the distance as you're moving off. As you start to head east, you can see pinpricks of light, which you would imagine would be those boxes of light that they held, because they're obviously going to have a look around. You are making your way east through the zone.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Is it bad going through the zone at night?
It is.
Yeah.
How hard can it be?
At least it's only one zone.
It is only one zone.
Yeah, we don't really want to be traveling much, like as little as possible at night, but yeah, not much of a choice here.
So I do believe we're going to require someone to make a roll to get through the zone.
Find the path coming right up.
Okie dokie. So because you're going through because it's nighttime, travel. That was a lot of rolls. That was nice. Yeah, so it takes twice as long to go through the zone during the dark. And you know that zone ghouls and other predators tend to stalk the zone in great numbers at night. So you make your way through the zone. And yes, that's a couple of successes, which is pretty good. Cool. So with those successes, presumably so you get one to get through the zone. That's fine, and then your second one, I would imagine you're going to get it to rush through the sector.
Yes. The stunt should be for speed this time because we want to shake if anybody was following us.
Cool. So it'll take you a quarter of the time, which is good. So it's actually going to take you a couple of hours to move through the zone.
I mean, the awesome thing is I hope, that because they found us in the school, they don't know where our makeshift arc is. So no surprise.
No. And you do that. You make your way through the zone. You make your way underneath the long road that is going north-south, and then you pop up on the other side, and you continue to go eastwards. And it doesn't take you long until you get back to the initial zone that you started with. And as soon as you get your bearings, it takes you maybe another sort of hour or so to take you back to the Ark.
I'm really worried that poor Bettina sort of carrying her bump and
there's a lot of
Dara not looking all that great with the ankle and the huge cut, and we need to make it back home as fast as we can.
And my cut.
Fastest for home anyway.
Don't forget my cut.
I thought you were bleeding out, you jackass.
You eventually make it back to the underground, whatever it was, sort of like what was left of a
warehouse, something.
Amphitheater, it was, or something.
It's like an amphitheater type thing, but underneath the amphitheater is where you found a place to stay, which had a few rooms and stuff in. It's not the best place, but it's all right. As you kind of get there, the guards are sort of very kind of on edge. As soon as they see it's you, they're like, "Oh, great!" But then they see a Bettina that's coming with you, and the fact that she's eaten all the pies or something, because they're not really sure about what that means. And then they're like, oh, and then it takes a couple of people to, oh, my goodness, she's with child. What's that? Surely not. How's that? And so very quickly, it doesn't take long for sort of like things to go around by the time you kind of get into the main part of where the arc is at the moment.
Can I have asked her on the, like, while we were traveling, what her mutation is? Like, I was just assuming she's a mutant like everyone else.
Mm-hmm. That is a very good question. I don't know.
Okay.
Hang on 1 second. Yeah, my brain just went, I can't understand what that is. Hang on 1 moment.
Fertility.
Fertility, that's a power. Well, close. She says that she has the power to affect other people's emotional state. She can make them feel sort of like happy and sad, or sad. She can also make people feel better about themselves, that kind of thing. For those who want to know, it's pathokinesis.
Okay, all right. Okay. And do you know what kind of mutation Plutonia has?
Yeah, she can control fire and people.
She can control fire and people. What do you mean she can control people? What do you mean?
Mm-hmm. She makes them do things.
Oh boy. Oh, okay. It might. Yeah. All right. We definitely need to take her out. If we go back, we need to take her out first. Yeah. Okay.
She's very dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. You don't have to convince us of that. Okay, so we get back to the Ark, and yeah, I guess. Whoa. I guess I'm gonna go and try and find the Elder and see what kind of state he's in right now.
Okay.
And
he needs to know this.
Failing that,
there's babies. There's a way to have babies.
Failing that, when the bosses are gonna need to know, because we're gonna need to rustle up the
all
army.
the muscle.
I need some regulators.
Okay, so you do that. I just found. So I've got a handout for you.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. I'm gonna stick this on the screen now. Hopefully you'll see it. Hopefully you'll see that.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Of one of those many access cards. This was one of them.
Okay. So for listeners who are watching this or listening to this on the podcast, it's an ID card that says Eden Security, and it's got like a thumbprint in the middle of it, and it's a security level alpha, priority 1A, access all sectors.
Yep, and there's a little sort of like shield with wings and like a symbol of Eden Security next to it, or on it. Sorry. So yes, that's one of the many ones that seem to be in a fit state to be used. The rest are all kind of scratched and broken, or it says silo 12 on, that kind of thing. So you make your way to the center of the arc where the Elder is, and the Elder is still not in a particularly good state. He's still in and out of consciousness and not feeling very well. when you sort of like speak to, well, I don't know, are you going to go and speak to the Chroniclers of the New Dawn Vault, or are you going to stay away from them?
I'm not so bothered about the Chroniclers, to be honest. Right now, I'm
Yep.
more concerned about letting the bosses know.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Fink is gonna. I mean, he's kind of like, he's got the Chroniclers in his
Yep.
hand anyway. And at
He
this
does.
point, I'm less worried about the politics and more worried about our safety and survival, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Dara
So
would
you're
have
gonna-
said that he's
yeah.
worried that they're gonna, if they've got any way of tracking him, that they'll be able to follow him. So
Yeah.
you know, I think for me, I'm gonna be worried that if that's the case, then they could show up at any minute in numbers.
Yep.
And like fire starting, you know, that's not cool.
No.
I mean, I assume we probably have a couple of pyrokinetics in our.
Yeah, you've got some
Like,
in yours.
We're gonna
Yep.
be well rounded out for mutations ourselves anyway.
Yeah.
But still,
Beth-
yeah. We would be
Beth was also a pyromaniac.
Yeah.
Sorry, pyro.
Or maybe pyromaniac.
Yeah.
So you go to speak to the gangs, and so you've got the three main gangs: the Chunk's gang, Fink's gang, and Trixie's gang. Chunk being the one that's the big guy who pretty much his view on things is that he's been slowly trying to influence the Ark and all their residents that he should lead once the Elder passes on. I think that the only way to do that is through a strength of force, and that's how the Ark can survive. You've got Fink, which is the one you've gone to. He's probably the most cunning out of the main bosses. He had the ear of the Elder for quite a few years, and he's quite cozy with the Chroniclers and who collect all the artifacts. His main kind of thing is he believes that the way forward is knowledge. Learn as much about you can before the time comes, and then use that.
Yeah.
But
So
at the moment,
I'm definitely not going to Fink first. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to the Chroniclers. I would go to Fink instead, because the NPC that I hate is Fink.
yes.
So I'll probably go to Trixie first.
So you got Trixie, who's the other boss.
Yeah.
And so she's sort of like quite friendly. She's quite good at sort of like schmoozing the people. She thinks that she should lead, and for her, it's about making alliances with others, not necessarily within the Ark, but also outside of the Ark as well. So kind of speaking to other people, and that's how she thinks that the Ark can grow.
Okay, I'll go to Chunk then.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, we don't need to roleplay this, I guess, unless you want to. But basically, just go to Chunk. I'll basically tell him as quickly as possible what happened, what we found, that the leader of this group is crazy. She's murdering. They're somehow able to make babies, but she's murdering the babies and feeding them to pigs, which they're then eating. And they were going to try and kill us, but we managed to get away. And because one of the pregnant ladies is afraid for her baby and wants to be protected. So basically that, and tell him that they're only one zone away, so we think we got away without them finding us, but if they're able to track, then they could potentially follow us back here. So we need to be prepared for an attack, and if the attack doesn't happen, then maybe we should be thinking about attacking them, a preemptive strike. But that's you're the expert on that sort of thing. So I'm kind of advising him, but like trying to make him think like
So he's very much of he's very thankful that you've said that. Score one tick in his box. He very quickly, once you told him that, arranges his gang to kind of get ready and for a potential counterattack, and then or to at least defend against them, but also to kind of start to draw up plans. And he kind of goes to the other the other leaders and starts to think, well, how can we do that? What's the best way of doing that? And so that you're kind of excluded from their decision-making process. But I guess next session, we can start looking at the arc and some decision-making processes from the arc. So we can kind of look at that and how that works in Mutant Year Zero, which seems to make a good sense. Which again, I guess that leads us to sort of like a good place to end it for this session.
Yeah, I guess the thing that we might want to cover off here before we stop is food and drink and sleep and recovery.
Yes.
Because one of the things I'll be definitely saying to Chunk is that because they had captured us and we escaped, they've got all of our stuff. I had an artifact that I'd found that they've got. All of our food and water was taken, and Dara, like, we're all injured, especially Dara. We're gonna need some grub and some drink, if we're gonna be like able to help fight. So if he can spare any, I came to him first. So can he spare some food and water for us, please? We took all of it, but like none of us stashed anything in a den, so
no. Yeah, sure.
I mean, we're not asking for like stores. We're just asking enough for tonight, like to get us through, and then we can start.
That's fine.
Okay,
not a problem.
And then I was
happy to help you.
We haven't done this before yet. This is the end of session 4. Experience points.
I know. I guess I mean,
they're
do
short.
That as well,
they're short sessions, right? So
yeah.
But yeah.
No, that's fine. We can do that as well. So yes, you can have enough food to eat and drink. That's not a problem. And Chunk's more than happy to oblige you with that. He's not asking for anything. The first favor's free, of course. So yeah, that is not a problem. And then in regards to sort of like experience, we can kind of look at that now. You can all have a point of experience for participating in the sessions. So that's going to be 4 for you. Did you perform a day's work in Prospect of the Ark? Don't worry about that. Did you explore at least one new sector? And I can tell you that you explored 3 new sectors. The 4th one on the end, I'm going to say no, just because I took you through it.
So 3x.
3 from that. Mm-hmm. That's 3 from that. Did you sacrifice or risk something for your PC buddy? Probably not in any of them.
No.
And the same thing for your NPCs. So I think, did you sacrifice or risk something to reach your particular big dreams?
No.
Well.
I would argue that we all did, like in losing our gear, because we were looking for this big dream thing, whatever that was, whether it was finding that new arc or, once we heard about the supposed miracle or all the other things. I will say that we knew what we were getting ourselves into, and we wouldn't, in that school setting, have taken the risk of having our stuff taken away and going away with a party that outnumbered us. If we weren't, taking that risk to reach our goals.
I think Chris has made a very valid point, and I'm going to be particularly generous to you. You can have another 2 XP, so you can have 10 each.
Oh wow! Okay.
There you go.
Cool. All right, we can look at how to spend them in between sessions, and we'll spend that. Effectively, in Mutant Year Zero is really easy. It's 5 XP to either put up a skill by 1 point, any skill up by 1 point, or to take a new talent, any talent. So
we like it nice and straightforward for.
So we can basically have 2 advances.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Excellent.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Ed.
Thank you, Ed.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
And I'd love to hear what people think. So, like, if you've, Any comments? Drop them in the comments for this video, or find us on social media. Links are all in the description. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe because it helps the channel to grow. And we will catch you in 2 weeks' time to see some ARC stuff happening. Actually,
Yeah.
Which should be kind of fun. So yeah, thanks very much, and catch you next time.
Cheers. Thank you.
Take care.